present on the impact of a cultural background on a group experience. Group work is an important part of academic learning, and my personal experience show that cultural background strongly influence how individuals behave and interact in teams. Growing up in a collectivist environment, I often prioritize group harmony over individual recognition. This tendency shapes the way I contribute to discussions because I sometimes pull back my opinions if I feel they might disrupt the unity of the group. At the same time, I realize that even within the same culture, people bring different personalities and working styles. This difference can sometimes cause miscommunication, but they also enrich the goal by offering diverse perspectives. According to Robbins and Judge in their textbooks Organizational Behavior 2023, collectivist cultures emphasize cooperation, which reduce social loafing. In my own experience, groups members rarely neglect their tasks because everyone feels responsible for the team's performance. Social identity theories also explains why I feel emotionally connected to my group success. When the team performs well, I share in that pride and motivation, not only for myself but for the entire group. This shows how theory and practice align because the concept in the textbook directly reflect what I have experienced in a real group. This is similar to my own tendency to wait for instruction from the leader rather than sharing alternative ideas. It shows how cultural values can both strengthen and restrict group dynamics. The case study in Chapter 9 highlights that East Asian cultures emphasize collectivism and create a strong sense of individual responsibility. This reduces social loafing because members are motivated to complete their tasks diligently. My personal experience reflects this, as I have seen group members work hard to avoid disappointing the team. However, the case also shows that strong hierarchies may limit decision making. I have observed this myself when members remain silent to avoid appearing disrespectful to the leader. Robbins and Josh explain that in cultures with high power distance, decision making is affected because members are less likely to question authority. This concludes my part of the presentation, which focuses on theory and the case study. Now I will pass to my teammate who will continue with the journal evidence and reflection. Thank you.
Next part is from journal evidence. Oberon and College in 2025 state that effective collaboration relies on shared goals and inclusive decision making. The caution against group thinking which occur when group reach agreement too quickly without carefully consideration other options. I have experienced this in my own group work when decisions were made hastily and the team did not spend enough time discussing the alternative. This often leads to outcomes that were less effective than they could have been. Oberon also emphasized the importance of emotional intelligence and active listening in resolving the conflict. From my perspective, these skills are essential because they allow members to understand each other better, reduce tension, and create a more supportive environment for decision making. Next part from journal evidence is from Al-Harsi and Lebero. Al-Harsi and Lebero in 2025 highlights the group dynamic shape decision making and overall team effectiveness. They argue that emotional intelligence is a key factor in a leadership and cohesion. This means the leaders who are empathic and aware of the emotion of their team members are more successful in guiding the group. In my own experience, I have seen how apathetic members who listen attentively can ease tension and steer discussion toward mutual agreement. For example, when disagreement arose in my group, those who show patience and understanding help us move forward without conflict. This demonstrates how emotional intelligence is not just a theoretical concept but a practical skill that directly improves teamwork. Reflecting on this example, I can see how my cultural background influenced both the strength and weakness of group work. Collectivism encourages responsibility and reduces social loafing, while social identity strengthens motivation by linking self-esteem to group success. Respect for hierarchy ensures order and discipline, but it can also restrict creativity and open participation, as members may hesitate to challenge the authority. Emotional intelligence helps balance these changes by fostering understanding and cooperation. Even within the same cultural background, differences in personality and working style may cause misunderstanding, but they also enrich the group by providing diverse viewpoints. As a conclusion for this question, organizational behavior concepts are not just abstract theories but practical explanation of real group dynamics. Collectivism and social identity foster unity and accountability, while high power distance influences decision making and communication. Emotional intelligence is a strength cooperation and conflict resolution, enabling groups to overcome challenges. Overall, cultural background plays a vital role in shaping how individuals contribute to group work, and understanding these influences is essential for effective teamwork. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, I will discuss whether working or managing a monoculture group is truly problem-free. At first glance, monoculture group may appear easy to manage because team members share similar culture background, value, and communication style. This similarity often leads to smoother interaction, fewer misunderstanding, and faster decision making. However, when we look deeper into group dynamics, it becomes clear that monoculture groups are not free from challenge. Groupthink happens when group members reach decisions early than expected in order to protect group harmony. Although these decisions may appear to reflect consensus, they often limit the contribution of individual talent, ideas, competencies, and experience. As a result, the quality of decision making is reduced because critical analysis and alternative viewpoints are not fully explored. There are many existing studies on groupthink do not sufficiently consider African culture context, particularly values such as collectivism, higher power distance, and tolerance for groupthink. In Tanzania, which is identified as a country with strong collectivist value and higher power distance, community and national unity often the precedence over individual autonomy. This culture orientation encourages members to prioritize harmony rather than challenging group decisions. One key factor contributing to groupthink is higher trust among group members. Participants report trusting certain individuals so controlling that their presence was not required in every decision, as they believe decisions would still be positive. However, this excessive trust reduces participation and opens the door to groupthink. Additionally, conformity plays a major role. Group members tend to complain with decision even when they are internally dissatisfied. The presence of my controller ensures that suggestions made by a view influencer member are supported by the entire group. This surprises independent thinking. Finally, informational leader critical lead to group think. When leaders express their opinion early in decision, members tend to align with the view without the analysis. The study also shows that group function and diversity in skill or experience do not necessarily prevent groupthink. In conclusion, the finding demonstrates that culture value higher trust, conformity, and leader style significantly influence groupthink and negatively affect decision quality. When a group is made up of individuals with similar culture background, value, and a viewpoint, it tends to lack diversity and perspective. As a result, group decisions often follow only one pattern of thinking, which limits original and creative ideas. Although such groups may be effective in solving routine problems, they usually do not develop strong creative problem-solving skills because members are exposed to similar ways of thinking. The limit sharing of multiple perspectives reduces the group innovative capacity compared to more diverse groups. Monoculture groups are therefore less able to respond to the explosivity and rapid change present to the society. Innovation, on the other hand, is strengthened when networks combine trust-based relationships with open to new connect. That network allow collaboration will introduce new ideas and fresh perspectives. This highlighting that innovation emerges when different communities and stakeholders work together, combining local knowledge and skill with external resources. In trust, monoculture groups are able to benefit from diversity and exchange of ideas. As a result, they tend replicate exciting and tourist models rather than develop new ones. In conclusion, the lack of diverse networks in monoculture organized inhibit creativity, limit innovation, and weaken their ability to address multiple challenges effectively.
The third major issue in monocultural groups is the presence of hidden process limitations, particularly groupthink and conformity. Because members share similar perspectives and norms, they may feel social pressure to agree with the majority or the dominant individuals in the group. In order to maintain harmony, team members may avoid expressing alternative ideas or challenging existing decisions. As a result, discussion becomes less critical and decisions may be made without thoroughly evaluating different options. Over time, this can reduce creativity and lead to poor quality decisions, especially in situations that require innovation or complex problem solving. In addition, strong cohesion in monocultural groups can reinforce hierarchical structures where junior members hesitate to speak up or question authority. This limits knowledge sharing and weakens overall team's effectiveness. The last issue is that the performance of monocultural groups is highly dependent on mediating and moderating factors, such as leadership style, organizational culture, and task characteristics. Cultural similarity alone does not guarantee effective teamwork, while high level of trust and cohesion can improve collaboration. It can also create complacency if not properly managed. Team members may assume that shared understanding is sufficient and overlook the need of clear communication, defined roles, and performance monitoring. In tasks that require high coordination or interdependence, this assumption can result in inefficiencies and reduce accountability. Without clear structures and inclusive leadership, monocultural groups may struggle to adapt to new challenges or external changes. In conclusion, working in and managing a monocultural group is not problem-free. Although shared culture can reduce surface-level conflicts, it does not eliminate deeper issues related to decision-making, power dynamics, and performance management. Therefore, just like culturally diverse teams, monocultural groups require active leadership, clear process, and an environment that encourages constructive disagreement in order to achieve sustainable team performance.
Let's talk about what ways that can help a manager to understand how to build group cohesion. First one, the role of emotional intelligence and self-efficacy in building group cohesion. Emotional intelligence, or EI, refers to a manager's ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions, both their own and those of their team members. In a working environment that involves people from different cultural backgrounds, emotional intelligence is very important. It helps managers communicate effectively, show empathy, and understand different cultural expectations. When team members feel understood and respected, trust is built, and this directly strengthens group cohesion. Previous research also showed that a leader's emotional intelligence influences leadership style and employees' perception of the organizational climate. A positive organizational climate encourages cooperation, open communication, and stronger relationships within the group. In addition to emotional intelligence, self-efficacy also plays a key role in building group cohesion. Self-efficacy refers to a manager confident in their ability to adapt to a new working environment. Managers with high self-efficacy are more willing to learn local norms, interact with team members, and adjust their leadership style when necessary. They are also more confident in clarifying roles and aligning team members towards common goals. When emotional intelligence and self-efficacy are combined, managers are better equipped to reduce misunderstanding, manage group dynamics, and foster cooperation among team members. This leads to stronger relationships and a more cohesive work group. In conclusion, emotional intelligence helps managers manage emotions and build trust, while self-efficacy provides the confidence to lead and adapt effectively. Together, these two factors are essential in creating a cohesive and effective team. Next is the role of empowering leadership in building organizational group cohesion, especially in a cross-cultural context. Empowering leadership is important because it focuses in delegating authority and providing support to team members. Leaders who practice this style allow employees to freely express their opinion,
and actively participate in joint decision making. This approach helps team members feel valued and respected within the group. According to Barry et al. 2007, team cohesion is an emergent state, meaning it cannot be directly created by leaders. Instead, it develops through the dynamic interaction among group members. Empowering leadership encourages this positive interaction by creating an environment of trust and collaboration. When team members are given responsibility and autonomy, they tend to feel more accountable for their tasks. This increases their sense of ownership and strengthens interpersonal relationships, which are essential for strong group cohesion. This leadership style is particularly effective in cross-cultural teams. By empowering employees, managers are able to better understand the value, norms, and perspectives of team members from different cultural backgrounds. This helps reduce communication barriers and potential misunderstanding. As a result, empowering leadership contributes to a more harmonious working environment. Team members cooperate more effectively, respect diversity, and work together towards common goals. Ultimately, this leads to stronger group cohesion and improved organizational performance.
Continuing from the previous discussion, I will focus on how a manager can build group cohesion in a new cultural context, specifically by understanding subcultures and power structures, and also managing team diversity. When a manager enters a new organizational or cultural context, group cohesion cannot be built effectively without first understanding how the group already functions. Many work groups consist of distinct subcultures shaped by professional background, shared experience, and deeply embedded values. These subcultures influence how members communicate, how decisions are made, and how authority is perceived. For example, some groups operate within highly hierarchical or paramilitaristic structures, where authority is clearly defined and questioning leaders is discouraged. In such environments, members may hesitate to express different opinions, which can limit participation and reduce psychological safety. In contrast, groups with better structures often encourage open communication and shared influence, but they may experience confusion if rules and authority are not clearly established. In relation to the case on cultural context and group dynamics, this shows that cohesion is not just about getting along, but about how power, hierarchy, and voice are managed within the group. Managers who take time to observe interaction patterns, decision-making process, and also communication norms are better able to adapt their leadership style. By recognizing these subcultural dynamics, managers can reduce misunderstanding, align expectations, and create an environment where trust and cohesion can gradually develop. Next, I will discuss managing team diversity to strengthen group cohesion. In culturally diverse team, differences in values, communication style, and working approach are inevitable. If these differences are ignored or poorly managed, they may lead to conflict, misinterpretation, and weakened group cohesion. However, research published in Team Performance Management by Emerald Publishing suggests that diversity doesn't automatically reduce cohesion. Instead, cohesion often acts as a key mechanism that determines whether diversity leads to negative outcomes or improved team performance. This means that cohesion must be intentionally developed rather than expected to occur naturally. Managers play an important role in shaping this process by establishing inclusive group norms, clarifying shared goals, and encouraging respectful collaboration among team members. When diversity is managed effectively, it can enhance creativity, learning, and also problem solving rather than divide the group. In cross-cultural work settings, managers who understand the relationship between diversity, cohesion, and performance are better equipped to transform differences into strengths. By promoting mutual respect and a shared group identity, managers can foster cooperation while still acknowledging cultural differences, leading to stronger and more cohesive teams. In conclusion, building strong group cohesion requires a combination of understanding subcultures and power structures, managing team diversity, practicing empowering leadership, and also applying emotional intelligence and self-efficacy. By observing teams' dynamics, fostering inclusivity, giving autonomy, and also adapting confidently, managers can reduce misunderstandings and strengthen the trust, and also can turn differences into strengths. Together, this approach creates cohesive, high-performing teams and also even in complex or cross-cultural environments.